Most business owners use social media to try and drive leads and sales in their business. The problem is that most business owners are making a huge mistake that's killing their leads and sales and stopping them from attracting their ideal clients. And I'm going to walk you through what the mistake is and how to fix it so that you can get a reliable, consistent flow of leads and sales in your business. Let's take a look. So like most businesses, you probably have multiple social media accounts. Maybe you've got Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, TikTok, X, etc. There's so many that you might have. And one thing that you're probably doing right now is posting some content on one or more than one of these platforms. And that's good because it allows you to build trust and authority and allows you to share your experience with your audience. The other thing that you can do on these social media accounts, on pretty much all of them, is you can include a link within your bio to go to where you want to send them to. And most people send people to their website. So this is your online billboard, this is your home, this is the place that makes sense for you to include a link on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. You can include a link to your homepage of your website that allows people to learn more about you. And that's where we have a problem, because your website is a fairly complicated way for you to collect leads and sales. The reality is that your website has a big job to do. It's got tons of links on it, it's got lots of images, it's got menu items, it's got videos. It's kind of like walking into a store and wanting milk, and then you end up buying 5 different things before you get to the milk aisle. Like, there's so many distractions, and in fact, that's why they put the milk at the back of the store. Don't know if you knew that. But anyway, sometimes your website can feel like that. It can feel like they're trying to find something. They want to opt in, they want to get to know you, they want to strengthen that connection with you because they like your content, but you're making them wade through all of the clutter that might not be relevant at that moment in time. You're asking people to go through multiple pages. Maybe you've got an about page or a product page. Maybe you've got a lead magnet page on your website, and you've also got contact page and tons of other pages as well. And the reality is if you're asking somebody to go through all of those steps, then they're really not going to go all the way to the page that you want them to, which is your lead magnet page. Lead magnets are the best way for you to collect names and email addresses and data on your potential clients. If they're on your website, you want them opting in. You want them registering and opting in for some more of your content so that then you can continue the conversation with them. But if you're sending people to your main website, then they have to do an awful lot. There's an awful lot of activity needed in order for them to find that page on your website. And if you're lucky, you might end up with a conversion rate of 2 to 4%. That means if you're sending 100 people to your website, maybe 2, 3, or 4 of them will end up finding your lead magnet page, signing up to your newsletter, opting in for a free lead magnet, but it's not enough. If you're not converting higher than 10 to 20%, then you've got some work to do. So the way I want you to fix this is when you create a link within your social media, I want you to send it to a landing page that you feel is the best place for them to go next. They're already consuming your content on social media, they're already following you, commenting, liking your content. So let's send them to the next best place. And that's not your home page, that's too distracting and they can get lost. We want to send them to a very specific page that allows them to opt in for your best content. It allows them to signal that they're interested by entering their name and email address and maybe asking them a few more questions, but it's a very specific page that talks about the content that they are going to receive in exchange for their contact information. Now, the reason this works so well is because there's nothing else that you can do on this page. The only thing that you can do is opt in for this lead magnet. Whether it's a quiz you want people to take, whether it's a downloadable PDF, whether it's a webinar registration page, you shouldn't have extra menu items. You shouldn't have lots of other options. You should only have one thing you want people to do, which is enter their name and email address, enter some contact information, and then you can actually provide them with that content straight away. The reality is that the businesses that do this from social media and they direct people to a signature high quality lead magnet, they're seeing conversion rates of 20, 30, 40%, even more. And it's because they make it super simple. You're on LinkedIn and you see the social media content and you like it, and then you might comment. Then you'll click to the person's profile and then you'll click the link in their bio if you want to find out more. And if it goes to a specific page that gives them very good content and all they have to do is click one button and enter their name and email address, then you're much more likely to convert them into a lead. Now, once you've done that, how many clicks has it taken? Now, how easy has it been for you to collect contact information and deliver real value to your audience. It's been super simple. They've not had to go crawling through your website and clicking lots of pages. They've clicked one link and they've seen the value that they're going to receive. So it's super simple for them to opt in. And that's why conversion rates quite often, when you link to a landing page like this, that's super specific, you'll get a conversion rate 10 times that of anyone just clicking around your website. So I have something called the 3-click rule. And the 3-click rule dictates that you have to get that person to do what you want them to do within 3 clicks. Now, if you're sending someone to your main website, there's a lot more than 3 clicks involved in order to opt in for your lead magnet, especially if there's multiple different options and distractions on your website. When you include a link in your bio to your most valuable lead magnet, that's only 1 click. Maybe it took a click in order to get to your bio, but when they click that bio link, they immediately see the value in exchange for their contact information. So that's why it converts way higher, because it's been super simple to get here, and providing they see your lead magnet as a valuable resource, they're likely to opt in. And there's things that you can do on that page in order to increase the conversion rate. And the fact that you've made it so simple and only 1 click, it means your conversion rate is going to be way higher, in fact 10 times higher than it would have been if you'd have sent people to your main website as the link in your bio. Now, the next step of this is to actually do a little bit of digging with your lead. We've got them there within 1 click. So you can actually, once they've opted in, maybe ask them a few questions. Maybe say to them, I'm going to send you the information, but I'd love to find out a little bit more about your situation. And this is where you can use a tool like ScoreApp in order to ask them some questions before you send them to the resource that you've promised. And this is good because people like to be asked questions. You know, if I'm looking to work with someone, I like to know that they're taking an interest in my situation and they want to know about my goals and my obstacles and things that I've tried before. So what I like to do is I ask specific questions about what is it that you want most? What is it that you desire? Is it traffic? Is it leads? Is it sales? Like, what have you tried before? Like, what does success look like? You can ask 2 or 3 questions as part of the opt-in process before you send them to the results page. Now, you don't have to ask many questions to show your lead that you care about their situation before you deliver the content that you promised. So after 2 or 3 questions, you might have enough data to say, okay, that's great. Now I know more about you. Now I can send you relevant content, and you could potentially place that relevant content on your thank you page or confirmation page. So when someone has opted in for a resource, let's just say it's a free training video, they answer a couple of questions, and then they get to your thank you page where you give them the thing that you've promised them. You could also give them some personalized advice. If you know that they've answered a couple of questions a certain way, you can actually use dynamic content to share relevant content. It's super effective because it shows that you've been listening and you're prepared to give them content that's going to help them in their situation. So you could include things like extra resources, extra content, maybe a link to a blog post, maybe a link to a video, but you can also make a product recommendation at this point. So if you have an offer like a coaching program, or maybe you want someone to book a call, then this is the best place to put it. Yes, you want to deliver the content, and yes, you want to give them what they've opted in for, but you also want to give them the next logical step. And the best thing about all of this is you've made things so simple up until this point, and you've not had them run around your website clicking loads of different pages in order to get there. You've given them everything that they asked for within a few clicks, and it means that they're much more likely to see this as a low barrier to entry. So if you give someone the next step, whether it's buy a product, whether it's book a call, they're super interested, they've answered some questions, they've opted in, you've made things easy for them, and you can make a really, really clear, crystal clear offer based on the information that you have on them. So this is the best way that I've found to take your social media activity and turn it into a consistent flow of leads and sales. So if you are making this mistake and you're linking to your website, I strongly encourage you to get a strong signature lead magnet that you think is the most valuable resource you can give to your prospects, and include a direct link to that landing page in your bio. That way, all the activity that you do on social media is going to send traffic to that page. Now, there's a few other things that I really want to encourage you to do when it comes to social media, and that's making sure that the content that you post is relevant. You know, you can post content for likes and views and going viral if you like, but chances are if you can keep your content as relevant to your lead magnet and your offers as possible, then it's much easier to include a link within your posts back to your lead magnet. So as well as having the link in the bio for all of your social media, make sure that your content that you post every day, every week, whether it's stories, whether it's posts, whether it's videos, make sure it's as relevant as possible to your offer and to your lead magnet. It's going to make it far easier for you to include a link within that post back to your lead magnet landing page. It's also going to make it super simple when you want to add stories to Instagram and to TikTok, when you've got somewhere to send somebody and it's specific to the content that you're posting. So if I say to you, I've got some great tips on how to increase the number of leads in, and I give you 5 tips on a story, and I say if you want to register for a lead generation training, then click this link. It's relevant, it's direct, and we're sending people to the very specific place that's going to convert way more of them into leads than they would if you were just linking back to your website. So I hope you're not making this mistake in your business. I want you to make sure that you're super happy with your lead magnet landing page. Are you happy with your lead magnet, that it delivers enough value? Great. Well, that should be the link that you have within your bio. That should be the place that you send a majority of your traffic to from social media. If you do that, you'll be able to get conversion rates of 20 to 40 to 50 to 60%, depending on how good that lead magnet is. But you're never going to get a conversion rate as high as that if you're simply sending people to your main website. It's never going to happen. So there you have it. That's the most common mistake I see people make when it comes to driving leads and sales on social media. What do you think? Are there any other mistakes people are making that are killing their leads and sales? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, click the like button and hit subscribe so that you get notified the next time we release a video.